Hello everyone, welcome back to the Battlefield Siege Run. Here we have another Pauper video for you today. We are playing a deck from Paupergeddon. That's right, this deck came second. It came second, White Weenie came second in Paupergeddon, which is an absolutely huge tournament in Europe. This is not a standard White Weenie list. I know the curve looks great, but it's running 19 lands and no eagles. So that's a very interesting hot take, I believe. And it's also running 2 elite interceptor, which we just go over here. It's like a pseudo novice inspector, thread inspector, except you tap down a creature. And it has to be in play as well with that. Very good card though. I'm very keen to try it out. Other things that I've noticed with this deck is that it's running 4 prismatic strands, and also over here it's got 3 standard bearers in the sideboard. So this tells me, especially because they're not running more than just 2 guardians pledges, they're really trying to go a bit more grindy and probably deal with gates more. I think they probably were expecting a little bit more gates at Paupergeddon. So I'm very keen to try out this list. If you do enjoy these videos, please feel free to like and subscribe. It does help out the channel a bit. You can use my code SiegeRyan as well to get a little bit of money off at Mana Traders if you want to do that. I use their lowest rental, which has a Pauper setting on it, which allows you to rent up to 200 tickets, which is pretty good, which is basically all the Pauper decks anyway. So there's a great way to play Pauper if you want to dip your toes into it. I do have my members as well. Thank you for all the support. They are over here. I've put them up there. I appreciate it so much. And I think without further ado, just quickly, I am going to start streaming soon. I think next month I will probably have a bit of a schedule forward. I did play this deck on stream a little bit before I did the rest offline. So let me know what you think as well. And without further ado, I think we should just jump into it. I'll see you in the first one. Let's see what we got here. So this is a good hand. This is a good hand. You know, we go this, discard this. It's what we want, especially if we were playing as Rally Red or something like that. Not taking any moles, hopefully, and we can just jam. Jam, jam. Thank you, ma'am. Land on the play as well. Is there anything else you could ask for here, honestly? I'm very likely just discarding this this Battle Screech off this Raffine's Mountain. What do you have for me? Lava Dart. Wow. First of all, how dare you? Alright. I think now I kind of want the Screech. So let's just hit this, discard the strands. You kind of need like a bit of a presence in this kind of build. And then next time we're probably even... I mean... drawing a 1-drop would be key, I think. Double Thraben Charm. I think our hand's pretty cracked. I think we attack. And then what I'm open to is playing this with flashback. And keeping up strands. And then either playing the Core Skyfisher, picking up a land, and playing a Thraben Charm to get rid of this Kessig Flame Breather. Or picking up this Veteran. Ideally, I want to be able to play this Veteran though. I can get him for 1, that's fine. Fine with me. The thing here though is that we want to kind of use our strands appropriately. Play our planes. And let's just think about this. I think we just take with the Raffine's Informant, play the Core Skyfisher, try and pick up the Phantom. And then we have the Prismatic Strands if they try and bolt, and we can get rid of this at least. We'll attack here. I'm happy using the Strands to pick up this Phantom to stop the dart, to be honest. This doesn't target, which is good. This is like long con stuff. And we will just do this now. We could actually do it on the end step, to be honest. Right, let's just do it. Let's do it here because if they double bolt, it's gonna be real bad news bear. So let's do this now. And then ideally, I want to save this Lunark Veteran with the Prismatic Strands. Where's this going? To that. Well, let's use the strands here now. I'm not losing 2 creatures today. Unless they want a Fire Blast. That's fine with me. Alright, there we go. We can also exile the graveyard and then play the veteran. But it depends if they just play Gutter Snipe here. I definitely want to get rid of that more. TBH. So we've got a better clock here now. It definitely feels very 50-50. They're running a Moxeye version. That's interesting. If they have a snacker to follow that up. They do have a snacker to follow it up. Okay. Again, I'm going to feel a lot better if we can play this Screech and gain some life. Idyllic range. Let's play this. Probably put it on here so we can get around this block of the snacker, and then we'll get him for a nice healthy 6. And let's just make them use their dart. I just want to play everything now. They should be responding to this though. They didn't. Okay. They should now. Unless they forgot about the dart. They didn't. Alright, you just let me gain all that life. Alright. Well, here's lethal, opponent. Got a snipe. Okay. They got 2 cards in hand. They've got the plot as well. Don't get me wrong, they could do a lot of damage. They've got the dart. We're saying what they exactly want to do. Oh. So look, if we just get rid of that, then they can lava dart this, block this, and take 4, 5, 6. It's gonna be a lot more damage. So I think we do just throw and charm this now. See what they do. And this steals, makes it 2/2. It's tap though. Yeah, there we go. All right. I mean, we were pretty locked up there. I wasn't gonna play the Screech because they could just dart it there. So this, obviously, we bring in Martyr of Sands. I do like Journey to Nowhere. Standard Bearers are not good in this matchup. We won't bring those in. I don't like Holy Lights either. Against this, I think the Darvels are a little bit slow. Strands are obviously absolutely peak. The elite interceptors I'm not too keen on. Thread Charms are nice. 4 more cards. I'm kind of like so on. I'm in 2 camps about. Here are some Leonardos. 2 camps about. I think the rallies are good because of End of Festivities. We can't 1 Guardian Spell because we've got so much of this going on. We don't really want to tap out. I think we can kind of get there with everything else. Run like this, because like Lava Dart is like good against, you know, we could cut our Informants, but I think that's too good to discard with Screech and whatnot. Okay, this hand's kind of rubbish. Kind of rubbish. They're mulliganing, we'll mulligan. This hand's better. Let's just put a Plains back. I'm not going to play the Martyr. I want to play it when I can instantly get value off it. If they just dart it, it feels so bad. It feels so bad. I'd rather just go land and then like land crack the Martyr. Get past. And I don't want to use the rally to save a Martyr off like 1 Lava Dart. You know what I mean? Of course, Skyfisher. Let's still just go Martyr of Sands. Definitely just going to use it to gain 12. But for the longest time, I'm hoping we can just crack in some damage. Ideally, I would like them to play a Gutter Snipe here. Searing Blaze, I guess it's a target for that. Let's do the maths here. So 3, 6, 9, 12. Dunzos. It is a target. They still like bolt us. I like gaining life though. Gain life is good for you. And we're now on a nice little neat amount of life. Battle Screech is huge. My option is we could just play this other Martyr and then gain another 12 and then start the Pain Train with the Core Skyfisher, because we could then, yeah, I think we just do this. Play this, pass to them, and then at some point, like next turn if they play a Gutter Snipe, we can Core Skyfisher Journey them, or if they even do a Sneaky Snacker. Like, by meaning, like, we pick up a Plains, play the Plains again, Journey to Nowhere. Okay, that's like, this is how I want them to do it, to be honest. And then, not F6ing, not F6ing. 3 cards left. We save the Rally for the Battle Screech for when they do have an end of festivities. Ideally, I do just want to gain another 12 life. I think having 24 life does help out my cause a lot. Get another 12. And we'll quite comfortably... I feel like we're in a good spot. I feel like we're in a good spot. We are still going to play this Core Skyfish to pick up the Plains. And then play this Journey. Red decks don't run. They could bolt their Gutter Snipe if they wanted, but it's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. It's cute if they do that. Yes, we have to target. They can bolt. It does the same thing. It does the same thing. And now we're under a... They should have bolted our Core Skyfisher, because now we're under the thing where we can literally Thraben and Charm our Journey to get back our Core Skyfisher if we want to. And we're in business. Alright, let's just play 2 veterans out, eh? And if they do want to play any kind of end of festivities, we can use this Rally. I'm not F6ing because I'm mindful of electric rees and whatnot. Yeah. I mean, they knew that we had these 2 cards in their hand. They didn't have anything else. All right, let's jump to the next one. All right, so we're on the play here. Excellent. Excellent job, Ryan. Kamal. Okay. It's not ideal, but we have interaction life game. Multi 5. Just cursed out here right now, honestly. I think, like, I've never been to a Paupergeddon. Let's still start with this. I've never been to a Paupergeddon, but I think, like, there's obviously lots of good Pauper players and people want to play, you know, but I think, we'll take for one here, is that you would probably only have maybe 20% of the people there are actually devoted Pauper players, and then you'd have people that just want to play Pauper because it's going to be a huge event. So then you get all these people that like want to play like quite an easy deck or something like Madness or Rally Red just to participate, and something they don't have to stress about playing like, you know, top tier. And I feel like White Weenie can prey on that a fair bit. But if you're playing against people that are playing Storm and Cycle Storm, like, you're going to have a bad time. Or Tron. Like Tron, natural Tron on turn 3 it's very hard to beat this, and normally you just get cooked. You kind of have to at least have them stumble onto turn 4 and not have this. If it's Monster Tron, I'm not as worried. We can play this Lunaka Veteran. Maybe we can hit like a... I mean, if it's Monster Tron, sometimes they're on Breath Weapon main deck. But if they play a creature, we might be able to just Thraben Charm it. If it's just like one big creature, yeah, like the Starship, yeah. You know, they can just cook like Novice Inspector, which makes sense. We'll just crack the clue now. Another one of those. Ideally, I'd like to play this Battle Screech and tap it. That's not good against them. We will attack for 2. And then we will play this extra Lunak Veteran. I will be taking out Lunak Veterans against them. Normally, sideboarding for these peeps is that we want to bring in, like, Journeys are good in Dust to Dust, essentially. this looks like it's just Monster Tron, so you can cook them. But here they're gonna have the 7/7. I got the Bonders ornament. This might be just the other version, to be honest. Nah, this looks like Monster Tron. What's sad is we can't even we don't even have enough creatures to hit these hit their creatures. They only hit a map, so yeah. I guess the cascade happens first and then it comes in. This is sorcery. They have priority anyway. Yeah, we just take that. Yeah, this Throne Charm's not doing a lot. We still keep them all in. Alright, we'll play that. We can gain a bunch of life. We can get it for damage. And now, like, I mean, we can get rid of one of their creatures. Get rid of the flyer, and then the 7/7 doesn't matter if we're going to be gaining. If we draw planes, like if we cook this, draw planes, Battle Screech, flashback Battle Screech, like, that's good. Yeah, so Monk of War, yeah, it's probably this most interesting part of this deck is that it's running 19 without the Eagles, and I've felt that for literally most of these games, to be honest. All right, let's just Thraben Charm. What it's just, yeah, we just Thraben Charm that, delay to it. Literally, I've stumbled with mana in with this version, which has been very sad for us. I feel like I can beat a 7/7. I feel like I can beat this. If we draw a land and we can go Battle Screech. That is not what I wanted. I think we still do this and just discard the strands, to be honest. Alright, Connive, what do you have for me? See, double strands, like, yikes. If we had, like, even a cycled for an eagle here instead of this extra strands, it could have been a little bit better. I really need to get a bot for my Twitch chat because I'm honestly just getting random stuff. Alright. Yeah, can't really attack here. Yeah. It's also like a fair cop as well. I think what's happening here is we're just gonna dead ass just take 14. And yeah, hopefully just draw a land and call it a day. There are plenty of lands. Plenty of lands. Surprised they're not getting more like conduit parlance and stuff like that. Alright. This isn't good. This isn't good at all. I'm quite happy to, if we draw literally like land, we do this Battle Screech, we gain like a butt ton of life, and then we draw Guardian's Pledge, we can win this game. But we need to draw a land next turn. F6 through this. You see this, like, it's, I prefer Monster Tron over eggs because at least we have these Dusted Us where we can just cook their threats and then get in the air. They F6 through unless they didn't want to do anything. There's an extra strands. There's the 4th strands. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. This feels so bad. Feels not good at all. If we're playing against red, it would feel good, but the 4 strands is not where I want to be. Look, again, that's also a good draw. I mean, they're all fantastic draws. Feel validated. This, at least this is my deck. I never run 4 Prismatic Strands. Normally I run 3 in the main deck. And I'm on 19 with 2 Eagles normally. But yeah, 4 strands is very brutal against this this deck they have here. I feel even like they're on 12. Like there is still a world. They attack for 7 in the air though. We draw a land, we can play a Screech, we can get a crap ton of life, and then we can set up, if we draw a Guardian's Pledge, we can win this game, essentially. Look, this is not going to do it. We could just go through the motions if we want to, but this does not feel good at all. Unless, I mean, we'll just pick up the Lunark better and play the Lunark veteran, I guess. You gain a lot of life. Getting 5, so we just nullify that. And pass the turn. Maybe they think the strands can tap for a colorless. Maybe that's what they think it can do. Probably not, but you know. They run Breath Weapon main deck. I have a feeling they do. They actually do run a Breath Weapon main deck. All the mana in the world there. I haven't seen any. They do run 2 Breath Weapons main deck. Yeah, we'll just take this. It's fine. I think they're worried about, yeah, a Guardian's Pledge hooking them here. Yeah, we're on 7. You can Rolling Thunder us if they want to. Very good. Excellent choice. Excellent choice. All right. Deck, give me a land. Okay. Okay. All right. We will just chuck it on a ham sandwich here. And we have to play these all obviously now. We got 1 card left in hand. We're gaining a lot. And then what's this? A Cropra for what? They're just doing it now. Oh, Bajuka Bog. Makes sense, makes sense. Makes sense. That's the problem as well with the life gain, is that you do lose out on with the life gain, normally you get priority and then you can just flash it back, but with life gain you obviously keep going. But now I'm feeling pretty out of depth here. Bring back that. Okay. So we can block this, and this is what? A 6/5. We were wrong, that life game was good. 1 card left in hand. Block you. 7. These axes. I mean, I guess we just block like that. Then if there's extra damage, we block like that. Okay. I think we did a good job getting here anyway. Let's see what we draw. Yeah. There's so much life though as well. Yeah, we're done with this game 1. All right, let's take out the bad cards and put in the good cards. Can you imagine instead of drawing 4 prismatic strands, your deck draws 4 dust to dust? They do run more breath weapons, so we do actually have to keep some level of those in, but we will bring in journeys. We're keeping the screeches and bringing all the dust to dust. The interceptors are kind of nice. I actually like Darvels. Then we just cut down on some strands. And now we got like a bit of a better. I think we run the journeys over that. Let's just keep 2 strands in. Maybe even cut some level of these as well, because of the, at least we got the rally and the strands to get around the other stuff. And I'm not loving the Darvel. We're not going into grind. I want the Leonardo to get damaged, to be honest. I mean, we could cut some of these, to be honest. Let's just, not the strands. Let's do that. Just draw it up a little bit. I do want a nice curve because we're running the Leonardos. We'll run this. We'll give this a crackly dack, eh? Definitely not running all these extra strands. And they got Bog as well. Like, our best shot is this Ramosian rally. 4 breath weapons, you know. They have it. I don't feel like this has never been like the best matchup. I think you have to kind of like sit on the side of like kind of dodge the breath weapons, draw a bit of your sideboard cards, and just hope. Like Leonardo's good. I feel like with the journeys we can just, you know, we can put away a lot of their stuff, and as long as they don't Tron on turn 3, you have a lot of a better chance. You have a lot of cards that can kind of get around this breath weapon, like Leonardo and Core Skyfishers, and get rid of their flyers, and sometimes that can be enough, you know. I've just cut down on some Thraven Charms because I'm very mindful of them going everything's like a 7/7, so you need like 4 creatures out and have breath weapon. So don't mind just keeping 2 in, but I'm just very mindful of that. Look at this curve, it's absolutely cooked. Bring everything around. Ramosian rallies, I mean, you know, NTB, but yeah, look at that. So yeah, we only really cut down on the one there. All right, so we're on the play. Let's have a look what we have here. Look, I'm gonna keep it. It's slow, but it's got lots of interaction, and Tron's kind of like Tron, where you just, it can have its creatures, and then that's that, and then you can just journey them, and then continue with your day. It's not like a Wormcoil engine or something like that. So let's just keep this. We can curve out. We can draw cards. You know. All right, let's fire it away, eh? Let's play this Rover Inspector. Cards I want to draw, like Raffine's Informant's obviously good. Raffine's Informant and drawing a Prismatic Strands is probably what I would like the most, in discarding the Prismatic Strands. Other than that, Core Skyfish is fine. I think we have quite an interactive hand, so I don't mind if it's exactly like a little bit slower than usual. Also, just drawing some Dust to Dust here is nice as well. So ideally, I'd like to continue our trend of having a good clock here. So even like a Leonardo's nice. Just hit Leonardo, replay the Inspector, and then that's just like a very good 2 creature clock. We can build on it as well. All right, looks like they just F6ing through their turn, it looks like. That's not good for them. I think they realized, they said, sorry, but I had a hurry. All right, so they didn't do much. I think we just attacked for 1 here. Our mana's used the best if we just honestly cycle, which I think we do here. So Leonardo Veteran's nice, but I'd rather draw like a Leonardo or something like that. So let's just pass. They discarded a land, which is not good for them. Like drawing a you know, a Dust Toss or something like that. They're probably still going to win this, don't get me wrong. It's 1 card on top. Okay, all right. It's a map. All right. You can see like if we, I mean, we can't actually Dust to Dust them here because Dust to Dust requires 2 effects. At least we can kind of, what do we draw? Another Plains. All right. Let's get in for 1. Hopefully we just don't get run into like a breath weapon kind of style. And then next turn we'll put a count on the Thraven Inspector to make it a 2/3. And then we'll play and flush back Battle Screech. You know, they still can't really breath weapon us here. Our Raffine's Informant. So what we could do, let's still put the counter. I think we still Battle Screech, to be honest. Let's just do it all now as well. Just so if they want to crop rot, you know, that affects us as well. At least we can get in for like 3 then. Looks like that's what they're doing as well. Okay. Yep, that's fine. They can crop rot for a Brajuka Bog. So this way, by doing this now, we get in for 3 here. And hopefully this stuff can all just take us to the bank. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 3-turn clock, and we just have interaction for anything else that they play. Then of course Skyfish would be a good draw because we could like pick up the Idyllic Range and then play back on the Raffine's Informant. Blasting Jelly. I mean, Dust to Dust again is still not that good. That only targets one creature. Leonardo is very good. Let's just play this first. Probably gonna get rid of this Thraben Charm, I feel. Ooh, me lucky a lot. We'll attack with everything, and we will just put away this. I want max damage. I don't care about another clue token here. Pick up this and we'll just play it again. And then this way, if they have a breath weapon, 2 creatures survive. If they play a creature, I think we're in a good spot now. We're still in for 4 next turn. Yeah. I mean, it did help that they didn't play their other land. We'll just run it back. Thraben Charms did feel kind of crap there. I guess over the Thraben Charm, I'd rather a Darvel because it doesn't get hit as hard. Maybe we'll just do that. Run it like it is. So yeah, definitely been a big fan of the Tribe combo. Shame they're on top 8, but they did very well considering. John Wildfire on top 8. Who would have thought? This hand's very good. We will keep this hand. We'll get this Leonardo down. Probably we'll still wait on the Leonardo. We'll probably just go inspect into a Fiend's Informant and just try and hit our land drops. I think it's a fun one to do. And then not having natural Tron is also nice for us. I like that a lot. A Blasting Jelly, okay. Interceptor, we will just play an Inspector. I think even we just play out Interceptor and Inspector next turn. Unless they play, yeah, just playing Prism and stuff. So here to get around with Breath Weapon a little bit more, we can just drop. We could just play an Inspector and then a Leonardo. Yeah, let's just do that. And then we can commit a little bit later on. We'll attack. They might want to get rid of this Leonardo a bit quicker, to be honest. And then depending on what they do next turn, we could just Dust to Dust their color fixing here. And yeah, if they don't actually draw another land here, they're bottomed. Okay. That's interesting. I'm very open to just Dust to Dusting those two, to be honest. I mean, the good lands still go Breath Weapon. It's probably better to hit their threats, actually. Let's just go play Informant. Journey's kind of nice as well. Got plenty of threats. Let's just get rid of this. Play the Interceptor. It's more if they have Breath Weapon, then we only have one thing left. But we can put a counter on the Leonardo, and if we draw another creature, it's fine. I just don't see the world where dusting those two lands is where we want to be. Yeah, and like literally just need a 4th land to be able to Breath Weapon if they want to. They should hold off though here. Anyway, we can play this, and this actually forces them to just put it on. Let's just put it on the Raffine's Informant, see if that resolves. It does, okay. Well, we're just gonna play this now. Because it's gonna mean our Leonardo gets a lot bigger. Alright, yeah, there we go. Yeah. It's not lethal, but it was very close to being it. There we go. Let's go into the next one, eh? Have been good. Get certain builds. Like, so good tapping down a Chrysalis. This hand's pretty mid, but I'm going to keep it. I'm going to put away a Grange. It's just a little bit sad because we only have a... I mean, an Inspector would be not so good, but so here. But we're coming off a 2-0, which is good. Let's go land go. It's likely that we're going to be hitting another land, so I am going to hold this Grange because all we need is one more. And we're likely just going to discard this prismatic strands anyway. All right, we're playing against blue, eh? Blue. That's not too bad. We'll play this. I am going to finish up after this this match. Sorry, I do have things I have to attend to with life. Anyway, yeah, get rid of the strands. And honestly, we're probably sitting in a world where if they don't do much, all right, we're playing against. Oh, this is still like terror. We're going to attack, and I think we're just going to play the inspector, to be honest, and probably just Raven Charm them based on what they do. We've got 2 in the bin currently. Yeah, we'll attack, we'll play Thread Inspector, and then we're likely just going to be using... This is a good hand now, especially against Terror. We're going to be using this Raven Charm to sort out anything else they do. I'm counterspelling that. They're going to Brainstorm. Okay. We're very likely now going to Raven Charm end step. We might even do it in their upkeep. Because they can likely play a Terror. Once they have a Terror on board, our hand gets a lot worse. And the bit about Novice Inspectors, you can play this game where you can just... I mean, they're going to Thought Scour here as well, I feel it, because... What's this? They're going to want to Thought Scour end step, essentially, because they're probably Brainstorm some crap away. Oh, we're just going to, yeah, do this now. We want a couple turns, you know what I mean? The strands that I've in, exile the graveyard. And then next turn we get in for 6. We play a Grange, put the Grange on the Raffine's Informant. Just get in, you know. Get in, crack a clue. We'll crack a clue first as well. I can make some counterspelling this Leonardo, don't get me wrong. Alright, let's crack this. There's a Thraven Inspector. Let's go Grange. Rather than be able to... And then let's go... I'm going to play an Inspector now. Because this means extra damage for us. We'll counterspell this. We're going to do a Force Spike. We'll pay for that. That's fine. That's good to know that they have a Force Spike and it's using... They can counterspell that, that's fine. Because they were going to counterspell our other creature. You always stop the Force Spike. But it also means they have more in their bin. So if they do have some Force Scouts, they can get there. Turn off this upkeep stop, eh? I do get a lot happier about these Journey to Nowheres in our deck. There's not a lot of Terror decks that have been kicking around. We'll play this because I am worried about the Force Spikes. Get in. And this is part of the cost, so at least we'll be able to replay this Novice Inspector to draw some more cards. Alright, that's fine. In for 4. Play this now. So 1, 2, 3. They can definitely play a Terror, so we need to draw some meat and potatoes here. Meat and potato. Come on, deck. Interesting. Can't do much with that here, but you know. See, if they play Terror, I mean, I don't feel as bad. Will they reveal? What's this reveal here? Oh, the island, right? Beautiful islands. This into a Terror. I mean, it's basically all free now, whatever spells they play. Like, just hopefully they don't just like triple drop Terrors. That's one way to mean business. Alright, go. Alright, into a Terror. Oh, Sleep of the Dead. Okay, alright, fair enough. Pretty good. Hopefully we just draw Thraben Charm off the top. That'd be sick. That would be absolutely lit. Right, a land is not where I want to be. I am just going to play this. No, it's not going to be counted, and it's a 3/3 currently. Just pass. They're in a low amount. They can definitely cook us with the Sleep of the Dead here. But if they find another Terror, we're in bad news Bearville. Yeah, a lot of it's a fair cop, honestly. I started a league already and I wasn't too happy with how things were going. So I went to this league and basically I just ran into like issues with lands and drawing these extra prismatic strands when I didn't want to draw them. Right, the 0 cards left. Hopefully they just attack here and then we just rip off a yeah, they're tapping down a creature here, obviously. Like, of course, Skyfish is good. If I was them, I'd get in here, 100%. They can definitely, if we draw a Thraben Charm though, I'm happy with where we're at, you know. Thraben Charm, we're gonna chill on the strands. We absolutely need. Alright, we're just drawing more. I am gonna play them because I'm mindful for Spike. I want to use the strands when we're going to be most comfortable. If they attack, they can't attack with both, but all right, they drew some gas, which is good for their sleep of the dead into a Delver of Secrets. All right, and then tapping down the Raffine's Informant again. Tapping down 2 probably. Yikes. Okay. We just take this again, sadly. We need to draw some absolute gas. I will take a, well, even any creature, because then we can block properly. See, Battle Screech is good. Let's play Battle Screech. Thank you, deck. Thank you. Absolutely get the squad in, mate. The absolute squad. Stuff like this. We can block things if we want to. I am going to play this land in case they just have something funny. No point attacking the Leonardo because it's not lethal. Lethal Naro. An island. Okay. See now, with the strands, we're in business. We are in business. Yeah. You can see with the 19 lands, you're running more of these 1-drops. Like, it's not. So if we don't block this, and then they block this, and it'll take 4, 8. So you have to block that. I have a feeling we kind of just let this happen. So they block this here, they block that, and take 4, 5. I think actually just block with a flyer. Then we get in with this Leonardo. I think it's a fair cop. Null land is not where we want to be. You know, flyers, I guess. Or a counter spell is not fun. Force lethal here, so they feel like they need a block. They might just want to block with the Serpent here. I mean, they do have a Sleep of the Dead now. I think we... Well, no, we can block. No, they Sleep of the Dead in response. You can Sleep of the Dead, and then they could counterspell, and then they get him for lethal. Otherwise, if we go that upkeep, we can literally go... We can Prismatic Strands, and then they're forced to block one of these and take 3, 4. It's not lethal. I think we just kind of have to hope they don't have a lot here. And because we can double block a Serpent if we want to. This is risky if they draw literally a counterspell, but we've already seen, I think, 2 counterspells from them. They just had an Altera, but they're playing it now. It's interesting. Alright, so here, because it got... Let's double block this. and then just cast strands. I can only do that once, yeah. So we'll do this. Then blue. You betcha, I'm a White Weenie fan. And then hopefully we just draw like they might want to sleep of this or something like that. Because they're forced to block that and then we have more creatures out. But then we can attack with, like, if we draw a Thrave Enchantment, it's good. I mean, Guardian's Pledge just solves this issue for us. Let's play this. This way you keep at least one planes in your hand. Come on, deck. Get rid of that. Play the Novice Inspector. Let's try and find this Guardian's Pledge so we can just wrap this up. Yeah, the damage was done. Damage was done. Let's see what we would have drawn. Ah, Thrave Charm. There we go, there we go. Alright. Sideboarding. Sideboarding, sideboarding. I actually don't mind the Standard Bearers, funnily enough, because at least they get around the sleeps and the spells. Maybe we bring these in. I'm not loving, I actually don't love the Darvel here. I don't love the Guardian's Pledges, they go. The Rallies go. Like Battles Creatures. Veterans I'm not too hot on. I kind of like these because at least the sleeps are such a good way for them to win the game. I'd rather just deal with it. This hand's not good. We're going to mull this. Mull, please. Alright, this hand is... they're keeping 7. I think we can't give this either. This hand's better. Let's just put away one of these and probably a core. No, let's get this and Inspector out of here. The cores are too good. No Inside Out today. I played that too much, and honestly, that video's not doing that well. Anyway, so it tells me that people aren't enjoying it as much. All right, play this. Man, you say Force Sparked us? I would cry. Maybe I should have kept double Inspector hand for that reason. Alright, counterspell. Well, let's just crack in with this Thrave Inspector. Play land first. Rankin. I can see this Core Skyfisher definitely getting counterspelled, but that's, you know, that's okay. It's part of the journey. Yep, straight out. Fair enough. Fair enough. As long as I get this battle screech out, I'm happy. I'm a happy chappy. Just don't feel the vibe. I have been enjoying Tribe Combo a lot though. It's definitely my pet deck right now. This deck is obviously, I got this in foil. And I feel actually rusty playing this. I haven't played this, I feel like, in like 2-3 months. So I feel a little bit not 100p on it. Alright, Interceptor's okay. We're still gonna try and play this Core Skyfisher. I can see them, you know, they declined to do the Ponder, which tells me they probably have another counterspell. I'm kind of open to, we'll play this. I'm kind of open to Raven Charming. No, sorry, to cracking a clue instead of this core. I think it's better trying to hit a land for this Battle Screech. This also probably freaks them out. Yeah, they're just lone revealing. So they can definitely play a Terra next turn, which is not good for us. No, we don't have a charm this time, my dude. I'm sorry. Oh, they targeted us. They got the Terra. They got the enough for Terra now. So, or they obviously don't have any Terras. I mean, all this stuff's free anyway. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there it is. There's the Serpent. Welcome, Serpent. Welcome. Oh, let's crack this clue. Let's see if we can hit another land, eh? Leonardo's not terrible. They might have a Spell Pierce. I'm kind of tempted just to play this and replay the Inspector, to be honest. Okay, let's play the one. Yes. And let's pick up a land and honestly just play this interceptor. So we can maybe play our Leonardo next turn. I mean, depending on what they do, we can just jam this Journey to Nowhere. Also, our clock's relatively the same as theirs. They tap out, then we can hit them with this Journey. Yep. Right, get in for the big six. Anything else? Land and Mystic. It's very good, a Mystic. Very, very good. So we have to, I mean, just tapping out and mental noting. Okay, we will have to Journey to Nowhere the Mystic. It's like a very good card. Some say the best card against us. Some say that. Now, we could get another Core Skyfisher out. So we could go Journey, get rid of this. And then Leonardo. I kind of like that more, actually. Let's Journey. Get rid of this pesky Mystic, bro. I'm not too worried about... Well, let's attack with... I'm happy to block, to be honest. And then let's just put this Leonardo in. Get some extra damage in. Get in for 5. So our clock's relatively similar to theirs, except we have more blockers than them. And if we can get another land out, I think we're going to be sitting really pretty. Another Serpent. Well, that's not good for us. I'm actually going to take this block here. Because... Hey, Tommy. I think I do take this. It's just a bit too risky with what we have going on. And I think I want to block with our... Ideally, I want to play a Battle Screech next turn. And attack with the Turtle. Yeah. The other thing as well is we can play like Thraben Inspector or Skyfisher. Play Thraben Inspector again. Two, yeah. Then we can't attack though with everything. Maybe we just do this. We need more strands in play. That's what we do need. And let's just get in for 6. I assume they might block with the Serpent here. I am just a little bit tempted about a Laugh Turtle. And now we got like so much flying getting in the air. So I'm kind of happy just to prolong this game because we've got, of course, Skyfishers, Raven Inspectors at the wazoo. Let's attack with everything. And then we'll play Inspector. Use one of the Inspectors to block. That's fine with me. Let's play one Inspector. Oops, sorry, this is doing damage. Undo. Got 2 cards in hand. So that's why I like. Oh, I played like that before because if they play a Sleep of the Dead, it's not good for us. It's really not good for us. Another one. We could have, I guess, they might have a Force Spike here actually. I actually might draw a clue. I might just pass actually. I think they have a Force Spike in their hand because they're kind of sandbagging random stuff. Boomerang, you say? That's a good one. Boomerang. We get a Mystic back. Well, at least we get to play the Journey next turn. And hopefully we just crack a clue so we can draw another land so we don't have to deal with Force Spike shenanigans. But that Mystic can be quite troublesome. Again, we are still going to block that because I'm mindful of Sleep of the Dead. One card left. It might just be a counter spell, eh? We just draw another removal spell here. Land's interesting. Not land. I mean, look. We'll just play it and see what happens, I guess. Right, it just resolves. Okay. Well, let's get in with everything. I feel like we can race this fairly well. They might have another boomerang. No, they don't have another boomerang. Okay. Well, let's play this cool Skyfisher, pick up the Novice Inspector. And they're on 4 as well, so, you know, we have relative lethal here. Pick up your boy. And the last card is an island, then it feels like. Alright, pass the turn. Could even be a Dispel is the other thing as well. But that's why we cut the Guardian's Pledges, so... Yeah, there we go. Alright, GG's opponent. We're sitting on a 3-0. Alright, we're on the draw here. This hand is good though. It's lands and spells, as the French say. I think they say that. I don't speak French. Okay, so we're playing against Naya Gates. This is like probably a bit iffy. They can play Sacred Cat, so we'll start with the Favour Inspector. We want to go grind. I want to go this into Cool Skyfisher, pick up the Favour Inspector, you know what I mean? Like, this is like probably not a great matchup. I've played Strands matchups before though. That's why we have Standard Bearers. Like, this matchup feels a little bit better. I guess in terms of like what we're cutting. Ooh. Hello. What's going on here? All right, discarded the Strands. So this is where this charm can come in handy because we can actually charm them end step. I am just waiting for my cat to move out of the way. Come on, kitty. All right, so let's just attack for Onezos here. I kind of want to keep everything around. So what I'm going to do is just go Cool Skyfisher, pick up that. Also, yeah, our Thraben Charm can also hit Journey to Nowhere's. But anyway, our sideboard is actually pretty good. So we can bring the Standard Bearers, which sort out all their gate issues. And then, yeah, let's just hope that's enough, eh? It's a very good card, Standard Bearer. There it is. There is the Outlaw Medic. I'm quite happy for them to get in here. What I will do is, well, we're going to play our Rafine's Informant, hopefully hit a Plains. We're going to get him for 2. I'm also tempted to, I mean, they can't really play that just yet. So we're just going to attack with our Cool Skyfisher. Play our Rafine's Informant. We will discard one of these Lunark Veterans because we can flash it back, which is nice. And also this Thraben Charm might just come out for a Chrysalis, to be honest. We'll have to see what comes our way, eh? Discarding Strands is kind of not fun though. You kind of need to use both sides of your Strands to get anywhere. I'm not a fan of them calling it Snacker Gates. I don't know what that's about. I think it's just got really famous 4 Strands main decks. They do run Breath Weapons, so we have to run all our Strands, sadly. Let's play this Raven Inspector. Pass. Hopefully we just draw another land. So they can't properly attack with this one. It's just a 1/3. They're on 4 bolts, 2 charms. So I think we still bring in our journeys. I think they're going to be quite advantageous here. I kind of want to save our Thraben Charm for a rainy day. That card is very good against us. And it might just cost us the game. It's hard to know. I think we spend this turn going a little bit crazy with the flyers. We're playing the Rafine's Informant. I might even actually just play the Rafine's Informant and then so my option, I'm just going to discard this to be honest. My option is if I charm this now, they might have another lifelink and then we can kind of get there. That might be our best way to win game 1. I think it is, to be honest. Let's just hit that. Hopefully they don't have a cat. Now, the reason I'm doing it here like this is because they have the Prismatic Strands and they can tap it for white. Which is not good for us, as they say. Double gate. Double gate. Again. Oh no, here's a cat. Oh no, Journey to Nowhere, that's fine. I can cope with that. They may as well get in with this Guardian of the Guild Pact. Or not. The horrors continue. They might just discard it. Okay. Shame we're not running that much like graveyard hate for this. Alright, no life gain as of yet. There's a couple of those. I think we still want to kind of draw into like a Battle Screech. What else do we want to draw? Guardian's Pledge. Think about our best way to win this game. So we can just say veteran. I think it's still better to go this and then flash back and play that veteran. Zabel's not that good here, but anyway, we'll play this. We'll play a flashback veteran. Because you can kind of use your strands in a way where can't attack. 2/3 is good. You can use your strands as a way just to stop their lifelink. These games going to go for a while, I think. So let's just play as quick as possible. They hit a Sacred Cat and a Snacker, so very good for them. And we can't have to like use our rally effects. The journeys come in handy. Every charm would be good. Let's just crack. Try and get something else going here. Right, nothing of value. Can't even really. I think we just attack in the air. Doesn't feel that good. And we just Darvel it, I guess. Then being able to do double on a cat is not good for us. Some web. Got this. At least we got mono blocks, which is the other thing. We could potentially just set up a world where we can just if we have a Thraben Charm, we can use the Thraben Charm and then get rid of their Prismatic Strands and then maybe Guardian's Pledge. But they can just have more Prismatic Strands where that came from. Their deck is quite easily dismantled though with a Standard Bearer, but they can obviously bolt it. Just putting into the cat here. Very big. It's a very big cat. I mean, I think we just take, or we have to take. I guess the option is we blocked, but then cooks with the Guardian. I think either way, we're just so cooked unless we draw strands anyway. Yeah, so we play this, we attack. Yeah, there's no way around that, sadly. No other draws. Alright. So we have our 4 strands in our main deck. Let's bring in our journeys. Bring the bearers. The holy lights aren't obviously good. Cards I don't want in the deck. I think we're just winning with the slow grind, so sadly the Guardian's Pledges are going. I think we keep in the Ramosian rallies for the breath weapons they can have in against us. And these Lunarchs aren't that hot. I think that's correct. I think the informants are fine because they can block a field, they can attack through a field medic if we want to. Sounds good. Very nice Inspector into a core Skyfisher. We'll probably want Leonardo, to be honest, just get more damage on the ground. Got a nice little Prismatic Strands as well. I think while we can, we may as well get in this Inspector and tap it down. Yeah, again, with strands, you want to So also allows us to, like, we've got this in play. This is now like a relevant clock. We can use this Ramosian Rally if we want, if they want to try and bolt it. But yeah, we're off to the races, just a little bit faster, more aggressive. And they don't run too many, instead of the Chrysalis, they normally run like 2 of the Guild Pact. It's probably discarding a Sneaky Snacker. There it is. But I'm like fine with how our setup is right now, to be honest. We could Journey. I think more we're just going to be attacking with these. And then we just call Skyfisher, return the Inspector, I think. Pass, and hopefully we can double spell. This Ramosian Rally is essentially just going to be used to stop a bolt, I think, or a Thraben Charm. I mean, Thraben Charm doesn't do anything here. Sacred Cat, that's where the Journey comes in. It'll land. Okay. Well, let's play this first. I'm going to Journey that cat. They might even have a bolt, to be honest. But they could just bolt anyway if they wanted to. Taking 2. Well, let's just... Ooh. Let's Journey. Yeah, this is what I mean. Let's use the Rally. Get it alive. Journey this, and now we have just like quite a relevant clock now. So we're Graffine's Informant. It's more if they have a Strands, but they have to use Strands every turn, you know what I mean? Electrickery is good, but we still have to run the Screeches. And no gate inside. Yes, they hit another cat, so they can flash that back, obviously. And put a gate in play. No Prismatic Strands though, as of yet. Is this just... I was just wondering if they want to play something too, like a suplex or something, just to handle a creature or something like that. Just a mock site. Oh, to get back a Sneaky Snacker, sure. I want them to waste their turn doing the Basilisk Screech. So I think we could play this, but I think we still want to Prismatic Strands or Crack Clues. Let's just attack with everything. I guess this is going to be a 4/4 with lifelink. They have a Strands. They have a Strands now, so maybe we just do add on to the board a little bit. You know, let's add on to the board a little bit. Play this. Sorry, we should have played this beforehand. I just had a feeling though after they play Gate and they're a little bit bigger. Let's pick up this. We've got plenty of clues left. Play this. Fiend's Informant. And we just discard whatever we hit off the top. There you go, it's Strands. Alright. We're going to play mistakes were made. And now they're on 8, we can quite comfortably attack with everything. If they attack, they need to play a white creature then. So I'm going to use quite an aggressive Strands here. Naming white. And then they're forced to use one. I mean, if I was them, I'd probably run a Flaring Pain. Okie dokie. Well, let us attack. That can get kind of cooked. We do have a We attack with all this and then stop that from going. I think we have to use the strands aggressively. It sounds crazy, but we have to keep our board state. We have to use that as a tempo play, I think. And then if we use strands on... The thing is, we can let that happen. Yeah, we just let that happen. They won't gain life here, we just lose that. Kind of fine though. So my option is they've used their strands now. Is they obviously just want to attack with one. Now let's just pass. Because unless they draw a land here, then they're kind of forced to keep up a strands mana. Well, they've got strands mana now. I feel like they have no strands in their hand. Then for 6, do 6 mana, 6, they go to 14, and then we can maybe just let that happen and just crack a clue. I'm changing my strategy a fair few times, but I kind of think we need to tell them that we don't have certain cards in our hand either. Well, Journey's nice. Let's Journey this Outlaw Medic and then get in with everything. Let's play with Raid Inspector. They can get in for, you know, whatever. Just play this Raid Inspector now. It's not lethal, but it's close to lethal. Definitely knew that they had that in their hand, that's for sure. I'd love to be able to play their strands and also exile their graveyard. Would be a dream come true. At least they won't be gaining life per se. Play this, they can use the spawn token and power up the sneaky snacker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good shout. Get an 8. We've got 3 cards left. Land. Okay. Well, let's attack with everything except for like a core Skyfisher, I guess. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, block that there. Okay. They pass. Gating that. You just block that with core Skyfisher though, I think. Another Sacred Cat. Okay. Outlaw Medic. Okay. Let's exile the graveyard. Raven Charm. And then we can attack. We've got strands galore now. Let's play this. We still just attack with the Leonardo and the core Skyfisher. And now we, yeah, just prismatic strands till we win the game, I think. They should put this on the outlaw medic though. Yeah, they have. Okay, good on them. And we'll use strands. Blue. Plus flashback, do it on white. No blocks, no damage. And they're flashing back a cat. Okay. Back to us. They don't have anything. I think we just play pick up land, play the core Skyfisher, crack with everything. Let's just get in with everything. Probably will. I think we technically can't do one. So we have something for the flyers. The 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, they have to just block that. It's fine. Number 5. Then we still like, yeah, they can do this twice. If they haven't drawn anything specific, then I think we're good. It's fine with me. Just allow them to find. Alright, I don't think they have a strands in their hand. Okay, they can do double gate though now. Journey to nowhere. Okay, let's go on. Yeah, seems good. And now we have to use it here because it's lethal. Hard matchup, definitely. Synth is a little bit easier, I feel. Alright. Let's see what we draw, eh? Land. Well, let's crack this. Problem is now they can just do the outlaw medic. Try to land. If we journey to nowhere, yeah, we can target this, sure, but then just gate this and gate this. We're not out of it. I feel like we have a bit more grind than them. I feel like we can hit this. Then we can get in with 3. And then we can block this if we need to, and then just use strands on, like, yeah, they can Baz escape for like a billion, but if they just do one on there and then one on the other, they have to do on the Sacred Cat. I guess we could have kept the core Skyfisher back. and then we could have blocked, and then they'd be on 4, and we had 3. I feel like if we could potentially get through this if we draw. No, it is going to be hard. Probably should have Probably should have kept the core Skyfisher back, I'm thinking. And then just hope to draw a journey. Not use any of the mock sites to make 2/2s. Let's crack this first. Not really going to cut the mustard. Just put 1 on each and then we're cooked. If we draw... No, they have us sadly. GG's. Alright, we'll go to the last one. Yeah. I think I was meant to... But even if I blocked that with the core Skyfisher... Stop the life again. It would have been in 4 and we... maybe with the Leonardo? We wouldn't have drawn that. We couldn't have cast that. We would have had like a Leonardo. Alright, we're in the final round here. I'm actually not hating on this hand too much. Let's keep it. It's a little bit weird and slower, but we have lots of good draws. They have just skipped through there. Alright, they are playing a land. Alright, this... so this is Jund, it looks like. Jund is a bit of an interesting one. Battle Screech is obviously very good against them. We need to get there though, that's the other thing. If we do... Alright, they're playing Lembis. Linux veterans are like not the best. You ideally want Thraben Inspectors, mono Thraben Inspectors, and just draw a bunch. Full Skyfish is nice when it's getting value though. Yeah, this isn't as good if we're drawing more planes. So not too good for us here. I think if they play Refurbished Familiar, we will still charm it. Not doing much else. Okay. I mean, we're not doing much else either, really. That rally is looking really whack. In for 1. In for 1. They're probably just got a Fanatical Offering the Lembis, I can see them doing. And then passing the turn. Hell, they might even just want to hit this veteran. This Reds. Makes sense, makes sense. I think we have to... The way we win this game is if we get really lucky with a good Battle Screech and some Anthems. I can see them playing a Chrysalis here. That's for sure. Yeah. At least we can play Battle Screech, Flashback Battle Screech, and Peace. Which is nice. Alright, another land. Alright, well, let's just play this Battle Screech. In some life, which doesn't matter too much. Bit of an awkward start, but that's okay. So hopefully we just draw a Guardian's Pledge, I think. What I want to draw. And hopefully, from memory, I think they took out Breath Weapons. Normally a lot of people running just the Clan Shaman, so... Hopefully we can just charm this Chrysalis. Charm its little pants off. And get in with some flyers. Land. Let's just do this first. They might have a Fanatical Offering or something like that, or double charm is nice against Jund, so they might want to just sack all their spawns and do an Eviscerators maybe, and then fetch the Twisted Landscape. We definitely have to try and get underneath them though here. Cast down, you say? Or we're still dealing 8 to that. Alright. Let us attack. I'm gonna actually hold on to this planes because I want to discard it to a refurbished familiar that's probably coming in a not too distant future. And let's just go inspector. That's pretty wild hitting that with the cast down. I guess maybe just their hands like not really set up for the battle screeches. That's how you win these games. You win it with these things. Pulsing, you say? Well, I don't really want you to pulse or gain 7 lives, so I'm gonna exile your graveyard. And hopefully you just don't play another Chrysalis. That would be nice. And that doesn't resolve. It was still a 1-for-1, but you know, next turn we can hit them with a rally for not a lot. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. We need a Guardian's Pledge, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we need. I mean, if they play another Chrysalis, alright. I mean, we can F6 through this turn. If they play a Chrysalis, I think we're pretty cooked. It's pretty unlikely drawing the 3rd Thraben Charm. It was great drawing it, don't get me wrong. It was fantastic. Yeah, this is why we keep the planes. Get rid of the planes. This is normally a harder matchup, I feel. Oh, double refurbish for me there. Ooey, ooey, ooey. Hopefully they don't follow up with like a blood fountain. I think I'll just take off the Guardian's Pledge. That would be nice. That would be a good one. Hell, even a prismatic strand on black. Just keep all our creatures around. Alright, let's crack this clue now. Darvel is not all that in a bag of chips. Let's attack with everything still. I can imagine them blocking this Novice Inspector. Or maybe just the 2 flyers. Go on. Interesting. Okay. That means we at least get back. Let's get a 10. And then we can Darvel. And this. I don't think they have another refurbishment. So we'll play this and then play the land so we can clue end step. Alright. Pass the turn. Got 2 cards left. If they draw Writhing Chrysalis, we are cooked more than a Christmas turkey, essentially. Unless we draw our 3rd Thraben Charm. Alright, the cleansing. That's a good way to start. Not tapping the Twisted Landscape either. Chrysalis. There is a good likelihood they find it. This looks like a Chrysalis. Yeah, Christ. Alright. We could draw our 3rd Thraben Charm. Sometimes that happens. Guardian's Pledge also happens. Alright, deck. Come on, deck. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Alright, I think what we do, I want to be able to cook this Writhing Chrysalis. Where do I put this ideally, Grange? I think I have to put the Grange on the Darvel. I think they can Lembus and gain a bunch as well. I think if they didn't have that Chrysalis, we would be in absolute business here. Do we just have to let them... I should have played that Grange in case I drew another refurbished familiar. I think we can't attack this turn. Yeah, the blocks are like, they just block like here with the token, here with the token. Yeah, we can't burn this Guardian's Pledge. I think we need to draw a Battle Screech. But I regret playing that ideally Grange. Battle Screech is the word here on the street. But that's not too bad. So we'll play that. Obviously Inspector Gadget. Stack these however we want. Do want to hit that. That's interesting. Cast down the Novice Inspector. Okay. I don't really care for gaining more life. Let's just pick up the idyllic range. Put it back down. Put it on the Darvel. And let's get in with the Darvel and make them think they got us. Otherwise, they can just take 5, and I'm also happy with that. However, this block with the Jixian. Oh, they can sacrifice the Lembis as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. 6. Yeah. It's probably still worth it for them to with that. Yeah, fair enough. Make sure you sack it. Very good. Can't really tackle this core Skyfisher. 1 card left. We can definitely grind them out here still. We're just in bad news, bad territory if they... We need them to whiff a little bit, I think, in this last game. I don't think we're going to do a dust to dust version against them here. Though she can like kind of get them with their mana. But I think we just bring in the Journey to Nowheres and calling it a day and just seeing how that goes. Because the Journeys can handle the Jixians and stuff. And I presume we want the Prismatic Strands. Yeah, there's not much. We're just going to take this. We get very big. Draw lots of cards. Yeah, 6 is a lot. I mean, a 5/6 as well from there. Chrysalis is a lot as well. 1, 2. Like charming that, getting in is pretty good. We got another Lembas. Okay. See if they top or bottom. The longer this game goes, the worse it gets for us. They bottom it? Okay. My cat just likes to be literally in front of the screen. Alright, Thraben Charm is an absolutely huge draw. So they got 1, 2, they can sack 3. I think we just cook this. We cook this. The 3rd Thraben Charm. I'll take it, and let's just get in with everything. On 13, so this could be 6, 7, 8, 9. Attack with everything. We've got to get into business, you know. Yeah, we've got to block that. And they're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am actually going to Guardian's Pledge now, so the Flyers can sort it out after. That's fine, you can sack to that. It's not lethal, but it's more about keeping up my entire board state alive. And then I have a decent amount of Flyers. It's basically just giving us the best chance to win the game. Their Infiltrate is very good. But now, you know, they can't, well, they can block here, but then these can get through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go to 6. We still need 2 more turns essentially to get there, but we can just attack with our Flyers every turn. It's just more if they play another Chrysalis, Pulse it, like they have lots of good live draws, but this is just the best way to get ahead. The longer this game goes, we're going to lose this. So let's just hope we have enough. Sacking that now, which is interesting. I guess it does make it 8. Doesn't change the maths too much. And this is also where Eagles of the North is good as well. You know, it's just a plains we want it, or we could just play it here as like a first striker / blocker. They do have another Chrysalis. Oh gosh. We basically need to rip a Guardian's Pledge off the top, and then they have nothing. We have 1 more Guardian's Pledge in the deck. We have lots of redraws in the deck. Like we can kind of semi-get there, I guess, but... And we can attack with this Darvel as well. We've got 3. So 1, 2, 3. That does not help us. We could put this Darvel on... We could put this idyllic ranger on our Darvel. Make it a 6/6 and 1, 2, 3, and then they but they can just block with the spawn every turn, so it doesn't feel that good. But I think that's what we actually have to do. Can't put on this core Skyfisher. For some reason, Chrysalis has reach. I mean, we've somehow still been in this game, which is crazy to me. And yeah, if we just rip our last, if we get lucky and rip like a Battle Screech or a Guardian's Pledge, I don't feel that bad either. And we can use our veteran. We have 2 blocks for this Infiltrator. It's absolutely humongous. They can't attack with their Chrysalis. We will have to block this Infiltrator though. These Lembuses are going to push us out a little bit, I think. We literally need like our 4th Raven Charm. Our 4th Raven Charm, or just gaining life, shuffling it back in. We're on a happy 9 now, so even a Guardian's Pledge doesn't do it here. We really need our 4th Raven Charm. I still think it was the correct time to do what we did. Like, Battle Screech is still a fantastic draw. And we still attack this Darvel. We've got a couple blocks. They draw another Chrysalis or a Cast Down. That's going to be trouble. Alright, well, let's just play... Well, let's just attack this Darvel first, I guess. The Battle of the Blockers, eh? If they... And these Lunite Veterans last forever. Yep, it's a huge creature opponent. This Infiltrator has done a good job. 1 more blocker after this. Right, Lunite Veteran. Been pretty happy with how this deck's gone though. Play this. We still won't. We will be blocking this every turn though. We're blocking it with the Lunite Veteran. Terminate the Skyfisher. That's interesting. I know I wouldn't just do the Darvel, because at least then they can attack with the Chrysalis freely. Guess we have the Guardian's Pledge. This lines us up for a Guardian's Pledge win still. When in my eyes, we're winning with this Darvel. That's how I want to win the game. And Chrysalis. That tells me they have a removal spell then. Just taking with that, we will block with our veteran. Nothing left. Hopefully we can just train some inspectors together. We're really just in a top deck war. Give me a Screech, you know? Give me a good old Screech. Okay. Alright, let's play this first. I'm interested in other spells before we just jump into playing this veteran. Well, let's see if this resolves, eh? I don't think it will, but let's just see. Makes me think I do have another Terminate, but I'll probably hit this Darvel to be honest. But anyway, we'll pick up this Inspector. Gain some life. Let's hit with this Darvel. And I guess we lose life by not. I mean, I'm feeling okay. But again, they can literally play a Chrysalis and then we're cooked like a Christmas turkey. And now everything's a much of a muchness, so like I'd rather keep the Thraber Inspector around, so we're likely just gonna block with the bird against this Infiltrator. I mean, We could also just take 12. The thing is they could sack and Gal Blast us potentially, so... Now we're also in the spot where the Guardian's Pledge can be lethal. This is such a grind. This is game 1 as well. Love it. I think they have all their basics now, but they essentially need to... Alright, that's a Crackland Shaman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They can make that lethal if they want to. They can't get rid of this though. They're not attacking. Okay. Interesting. Gal Blasting that. You can Gal Blast that. I had a feeling they were holding on to something like that. We can still pledge them though. We draw a pledge. Let's just draw first. Play an Inspector. It don't matter as much because it's Crackland Shaman. I guess we don't have to jump straight into that. Crack. But if we draw a pledge, even better. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Do we just hold off for a turn? We might do, and then we can play Interceptor tap and then Leonardo. Or we could have, I guess, intercepted. So if we attack with the Flyers, they block this one, and then we Leonardo the other one, but then we lose the Leonardo. The Leonardo is not that good actually because they're just going to Crackland Shaman. I think we hold off. Just pass. This Leonardo's actually might be something that we just discard to like refurbish familiar if they have it, to be honest. And this interceptor is the one that we're going to use to get rid of something. This game's wild. It's a veteran. So if we interceptor, maybe we just play the interceptor first, tap down the Jixin Infiltrator. Tap down that one. And if we draw like a core Skyfisher, then we can use that. So you tap down the Infiltrator. So now we can get in with a Darvel. We'll hold on to that land. Let's just attack with Darvel, because it forces them to... I mean, it forced them to use the Shaman, I guess. And keep one fly back, I guess. Maybe we should have done one ground blocker actually so we could pick it up with the Leonardo. And block him with that. That's interesting. Now, if we Leonardo the 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Maybe I stuffed up a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did. No, they would just have to Crackland then, and they lose that. Although if they Darvel, then they lose their that. I don't think that Leonardo, I'll leave that. Let's just let them do their thing. This is interesting. Just sacking more lands. I guess they drew a card as well. Let's get rid of everything else. Okay. Well, now we can Leonardo. Let's just pick up this, I guess, because it's an extra blocker. And yeah, we're going to lose those three, but there's a fair bit more damage. And then we'll just play our 2 veterans out. Let me just play these. Oh. It's been a very wild game, but we are on a fair bit of life. We'll just play out these. And we're not necessarily cooked, even if they draw something else. I don't have anything, opponent. You can do what you want. 3. Scar the plains, that's for sure. I'd love some extra gas. I'm surprised we've gotten this far, to be honest. Only seen one Crackland Shaman. They might play another one there now. I have no idea what's going on. All right. I think now we attack. I guess we don't even attack, really, can we? Let's just pass. We'll play the Battle Screech. Maybe that's enough, eh? Tap some flyers because we're not blocking with these anyway. Right, pass to you. Oh my god, I can't believe this game's gone this long. I'm gonna speed up a little bit because we're running out of time. Lots to think about though. Yeah, the casting down the flyers, it makes sense. I mean, I will literally ace base with everything though. They can have pulse though for a Chrysalis, but if I was in, I'd pulse for a Chrysalis straight off. Draw strands or something? I'll take a strands. Informant. Look, I'm gonna play it because if we draw strands, it's kind of legit. Just more if they draw like a breath weapon or something main deck. Discard it. Yeah, I think we just send it. If they have breath weapon, they have breath weapon. They still can't do lethal to us anyway. Holy moly, we won that? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That shouldn't have happened that way. We don't bring in the dust dust, I don't think, here. Lunar veterans aren't actually that good. We just cut down on some of these. We still try and be fast. We have everything else going for us. And we give it a crack like this. The Holy Light, you can't run Holy Light against them. Just a bit of grind. The Journey to Nowheres can hopefully get us there. That was wild that we won that game. I mean, drawing our 3 Thraben Charms, that definitely helps us a lot. Alright, we're in for this game 2. This hand's actually good, funnily enough. Like, I know it's a lot of lands, but the fact that we can just go land Inspector, that's good. Let's just play a little bit faster. Battle Screech is a good card. Hopefully we can just Journey to Nowhere Chrysalis and call it a day, you know? Maybe just Journey to Jixin Infiltrate is nice. They might cast down that. In that case, I honestly might. I think they have a cast down, so I'm going to just play land and probably crack a clue. Because we don't need to play too fast just yet. And then that way we can play Thread Inspect into Core Skyfisher next turn. They're not doing much else. Okay, so then they're a little bit strapped on that. Let's just discard a land here. Sorry, we should have cracked a clue first. Again, we just want to play fast because of time. Alright, not land anyway. Okay, all good. Let's attack. More inspectors is nice. Play Core Skyfisher. I technically should have waited on that because they might have snuff outs and they could have snuff outed. They didn't, but they could have. And then next turn, I'm more inclined to go land Battle Screech, to be honest, and get him for 2 in the air, unless I play Chrysalis, in which case I'll go Journey, Favour Inspector, Favour Inspector. We're not blocking them, they can get him for 2 if they want to. Let's go land, let's attack. I kind of do want to save this Screech for a rainy day. Maybe just... Okay. Oh, it's offering, okay. I think now we will just play Inspector, Inspector, then crack a clue end step. And then we won't really commit anything more to the board, I don't think. They just draw cards. We have loads of mana now. Breath Weapon is not a kind card. I was expecting them to either have that and then Breath Weapon us. I guess what I was thinking. Hopefully we just draw strands. I haven't seen it for a lot of the game here. Terminating that, that's fine. You can terminate that. Everything's drawn an extra card, you know what I mean? Just on Inspector. Let's honestly, I want to save. We could actually Screech and play Novice Inspector. It's more if they have another Breath Weapon, that's the problem. Maybe just do 1/2 of the Battle Screech. Nah, we have so much to, like, everything's literally replaced themselves. They just 1-for-1 here because everything's drawn a card, and it's such a high upside. It's a 2-turn clock then. If they don't have anything, and don't get me wrong, they very much can have something. But if they have a Crackland Shaman, then you know, like, easy. There's the Breath Weapon. Okay. A little bit late, Prismatic Strands. A little bit late. Well, let's play this. Let's just crack another clue now. Another Screech. Let's pass a turn. Just in case if they have a Refurbished Familiar, then we can discard this Plains. But if they go like a Wrath and Chrysalis, then at least we have a way I feel like we have a good way of handling that. Do you know what I mean? So the thing to point out here is that they can actually let's just Journey to Nowhere that. They can Eviscerate us though and put it into the graveyard. Obviously target that. Alright, let's tackle one. And I guess I could flash it back as well, but that's fine. We base them to using something. I definitely should flash back the Thraven, the Battle Screech there. That's okay. We'll just discard the Plains. No, that's good. That was a big mess up by me there. We will be using the strands to give this pro black. And then hopefully we just draw. We should be having 2 more birds in play though. It's just me being silly and playing fast. Okay, well, let's just attack with both. Honestly, we could even just trade one. It's more than having like Chrysalis is the issue. Blocking that, okay, sure. I don't think they're as worried. You know what, let's play one. Oh. They've used that now, and let's just go double and just get some. Okay, we'll discard the Grange now. Hopefully, I don't have another refurbished familiar. Maybe we could have waited to sculpt the hand a little bit more. Yeah, grim. So maybe we should have waited with the clue. Nebula Chrysalis. Could we have a journey? If we draw a journey, I'm not as sad. Crack the clue. It's lost out on a lot of card quality now. Play our flyers out and just pass the turn. We'll hold the planes in our hand. And at least we have the strands. It's probably what I was just meant to go harder on yeah, lots of good plays. And I can flash that back as well, like sack some spawn tokens and just sack the other one. If you hit a Guardian's Pledge, it's like good. Pretty well because we literally drew like multiple inspectors. That's interesting. I feel like if I just played a little bit slower and not worried about the speed, it'd be okay. I am thinking if we do draw like literally a Thraben Charm though and hit this Chrysalis, we're in a good spot. They're gonna Weather the Storm eventually as well though. So if we attack, they block and then they take 3 and we lose 3. Don't love it. We'll just pass. It's named Black, I guess. Let's have another breath weapon. Yikes. Good thing we drew this other one here. Red. And then we lose both though, which is a bit of a shame. Just name Black on this. I think we really just want a journey and then we're in a good spot. Or just a Guardian's Pledge just to finish it all off, you know? They should not attack because these have, we've done Black on these, so I don't think he's realized that. Oh, that's good. We'll journey that. Let's get in with everything. I mean, they might just sack it, but I'm taking 5. I mean, okay. I'll have a cast down as well, just for a flyer. That's Fanatic Offering. Okay. Yeah, they have lots of outs. Breath weapons and electrickeries included. That's crazy they're running both. I mean, some decks do, don't get me wrong. Because 7 cards in hand have been through half their deck. Yeah, there's a Cryclone Charm, that's pretty good. And they draw a lot of cards off that. They can also map first, and then, yeah, that's what they're doing. Make it a 2/2. Oh, that's on top. Yikes. And they can draw that and get back. Well, they can't get back Chrysalis. So at least his flyers stick around. Really need to draw like a Guardian's Pledge or a Rally off the top to get anywhere, I think. I think I've got to play this a little bit differently. But then playing a Chrysalis is just cracked here. Seven cards in hand, very likely able to draw breath weapons and whatnot. They do lose, they only have 3 artifacts out, which is another thing. Not supposed to draw cards. Also, if they just have a weather in their hand, I'm just going to F6 through this. I can't do anything about it anyway. They can actually just draw air as part of the Jund deck. They do have a lot of air cards, so. Okay, going to clean up. Okay, no Weather the Storms. Right. Let's just attack with everything. I'm not playing this for Fiend's Informant to nothing. And I guess they're just, what, Shamaning? Sure. We'll play this for Fiend's Informant just as a threat. Sure, I'm taking 4, go to 2. Alright. A strands would be our best rip off the top, I think. We have to get rid of that. Which is a shame. I think, again, like if I played our clue stuff a little bit differently, would be okay. But yeah, if they don't have another breath weapon or electrickery, then there we go, you know, but there's a Chrysalis, it's good blocks. Double Chrysalis would be good for them. Just F6 through this. Yeah, I think if I had like 10 more minutes on the clock, I would have played it a little bit slower in that mid game. I think this is just double Chrysalis. Pulse, okay. Into, what was that, sorry? Oh, for a refurbished familiar. Fair enough. Again, if we just draw Journey to Nowhere though, like that's pretty good. Guardian's Pledge, also fantastic draw. Well, not really, actually. I think we just want so many cards in hand. And we could almost just deck them out at some point. Like we're still on 20. Probably not, to be honest. They're big on 17. And like you're forced to play the Rafine's Informants out and stuff like that. I normally play like the Destroy Evils. Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. And so we just get a Chrysalis back. Then we've gone to a game 3. And we can definitely win a game 3. I've won them before. The electricity is good to know about. They can get in with that, it's fine. We need like, yeah, we just pass. I think we could get a strain of like Novice Inspectors. And they're playing pretty correctly now as well, but like their clock, they're so many minutes down, you know, just planes. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Munitions pretty good. This version is not running any Destroy Evils, and I normally like to run Destroy Evils for this reason. But I think this really is geared for the suit decks, you know what I mean? Let's just block this, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, Journey to Know doesn't do a lot. We'll just play it, I guess. Journey, like, it's just this. We don't attack as a battle screech. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10 cards in hand, like, it's almost like if we had a fair bit of inspect, something like that in our hand, we could actually almost mill them out, which is funny. What is this? Oh, just doing a Hydra for 1 billion. Yep, fair enough. Fair enough. It's 14, 16. There we go. All right. So we're going to a game 3. They just don't have a lot enough on the clock to, I think, finish this off because we're still at 6 minutes. I wouldn't change anything per se, but we can definitely win though. We can win in that time still, and I've done that before against Jund where we don't have much time left, but you know, alas. Yeah, I'll keep this, especially with the Raffine's in form. It's kind of nice, and Skyfishes I think are very powerful against them. Just go land go. Oh, it's nice. I think we still get rid of the rally. The Raffine's informant, to be honest. At least you know, we can survive. It can survive the breath weapon now with the rally. Let's just play this. Pick up the land and play the land. The land. Attack for 3. It's a very awkward hand now. Don't get me wrong about that. Let's discard the strands here. We don't get blown out by anything too crazy. Okay. Let's play this, pick up the land, attack with everything. Because we can use the strands as well to keep. I think we do that, to be honest, just to, because we've got the rally for anything else. And then we get in with these two, and then at least we keep the Raffine's informant alive. It's like, this is like a tempo play. Up this. Black. In for 2. And if we draw planes, then we can literally just like cook them with it. All we need to do is draw planes. That's it. See what I mean? Like, we can still like win the game. They're going to discard. So they haven't drawn another land here. Land? No. Alright, we'll attack with everything. Sure, they can hit that. And then we can just play this other called Skyfisher. Up the land again. Keep the tempo going and pass. Again, if we draw land, then we can just Guardian's Pledge. Play Chrysalis, we can Journey to Nowhere it. Yep. We almost have lethal with that. Don't. Look at that. Attack with everything. Yep. Still attack with everything. We open ourselves to like a breath weapon, but yeah, they're just taking that. I mean, if you draw planes at any of this point, we just Guardian's Pledge, but alas. I win this way. They're on 1 now. They got 1 card left, and then we should just be able to hit with 1, and that's it. See what I mean though? The deck can come in and win. And ideally we'll be going core Skyfisher, keep up a land first, and GG. There we go. Alright. So we got a 4-1. Let's do a quick wrap up. All right, so this was the deck. Look, it felt pretty good, to be honest. I liked Elite Interceptor. It did help with a fair bunch of the decks. Again, I think this is just more targeted towards like the Gates decks. Even though we lost against the Gates deck, we didn't draw the sideboard pieces for it. We had the Journeys, which was nice, but I think it can get a little bit tragic against them. So I think this was still good. I guess what you won't see is that I did initially play some other matches on stream with this deck. I found like the lands, even though we're running 19, didn't feel that good. I think I still would want to maybe cut like a Darvel and something else, probably a Strands, a Darvel and a Strands, and run 2 Eagles so we can smooth out the draws. So even if we have 1 Plains, we can still go like land 1 drop, and then normally because we're running 14 of them, we can like, if we draw an Eagles, at least we can cycle all Plains and then play another 1 drop. And then worst case scenario, it's just an Anthem at the end. So I think you have to run Eagles. I think it's just too good not to. It's so free to run it. Sideboard, I'm happy with this sideboard as well with this current meta. Standard Bearer is absolutely huge. So I think I appreciate how this deck was, but yeah, probably just changing the Eagles back around and cutting a Strands. 1 Strand, you could probably put that in the sideboard and maybe take out a Dust or something like that, or a Martyr, depending on what your meta's like. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.